So, I mean,
Right.
I like seeing them together. I definitely think that she hit the jackpot way better than Selena Gomez did.
Yeah. I most of these girls, they just don't have like
Taste,
the taste
eyes.
in the. And another thing I want to say about her, people on Twitter are saying, "Oh, Katy Perry got her famous."
That's funny. Katy Perry can't even keep herself famous.
Some of the you would go on about this certain person watching. You probably know who you are.
Yeah, you know who you are.
You know who you are.
And you know what you did.
Yeah, but well,
Well,
hey.
yes. There's always time for gossip.
I don't know her. I still don't know her.
Yeah, double homicide.
Beyonce, Beyonce, Beyonce. Well, yes.
Don't do it.
I would ask you to respect our privacy, but please, I don't respect people's privacy. That's why I do the hot topics.
Welcome to the Gossip Spot, hosted by Trey, Godsey, and Danny Osborn. Looks like you just found the G Spot.
The gossip spot that is
Welcome back to your favorite podcast, hosted by Trey Godsey,
Danny Osborn.
where we talk about all things pop culture, all the hot new tea, all the good celebrity gossip. If there's any tea to be had, we will
We will
clock it.
clock it.
So, as you can tell, we're a little bit of a different platform. We did take a little bit of a break too, as well, for the holidays, but
Why?
we're still here.
So here over Zoom, we are in like two different spots today.
Two different states, actually.
Well,
But
are you missing me?
yeah, do you miss me at all, Bridget Mendler? Anyways, so Danny, who's on the
No.
chopping block today? Who's gonna get read in the library today?
Oh, who isn't? So who isn't? Honestly, we'll see. So today we have many topics to talk about. We have the Golden Globes. We have Bonnaroo. We have Zendaya and Tom Holland. We have Doechii, and we have Chappell Roan.
Oh, some good ones today. Well, let's
Oh,
dive right into our first hot topic. How you
how,
doing?
how you doing?
So, who's up first?
So let's talk about the Golden Globes. So the Golden Globes happened on Sunday, a few days ago, and I never watched like the movie and TV award shows just because I don't really care. But I watched this year, just because I was like, I'm gonna do it, and mostly because of Wicked, but we'll get into that. But there was a lot of things that happened. First thing I want to talk about, Nikki Glaser hosted.
Love her.
She did the thing.
Yes.
She did amazing. Before we get into her though, I want to say we had a step up from last year. Last year the host was Joe K or Joe Coy. That was not a good. Everyone agreed. No one liked him as a host. He was just making these like terrible. They were terrible jokes. They were sexist jokes. The jokes were falling flat. So we stepped up with Nikki Glaser because we had the audience screaming.
Right.
Yeah, and her
I
opening monologue was really good.
I love Nikki Glaser. She's so underrated and like in my opinion, she is the next up when it comes to female comics, and I've liked her for like a year or two now. She has some really good specials that I've watched that are really good, but what really put her on was that Tom Brady roast, and
Yeah.
she had like the best roast of the night. Everybody was giving her her tens. I love her, so I was excited to see what she would come up with, and I think it's also funny because she went on the Howard Stern show, and she was reading off jokes that she couldn't do on the Golden Globes, or that either they cut or whatever because they were like
Yeah.
too offensive. But
Controversial for primetime television.
yeah, she is hilarious. I love her. I think her delivery is really good.
Did you just see that?
I did. What was that?
I don't know. What was that? James?
That's what she said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.
I think her delivery is really good as a comic. I think her timing is really great, and obviously the jokes hit. So I'm glad that they got a good host this year.
Yeah, and I like when she went on Howard Stern, she said like whenever they were reading her like the list of jokes that she could say, she said something along the lines of like, "Oh, we had to add some jokes to the Stern file."
Yeah.
that she was like, oh, we can't say that on TV. So she had a stern file, but there were some I was like, I can see why that did not make it to like the live show.
Yeah.
But she was just some of the things she said though. One of my favorite things she said in her opening monologue was, "Oh, Glenn Powell's here. He's nominated for the Hitman, and who would have thought that he would be the second hottest Hitman this year?" In reference to Luigi Mangoni.
Everybody loves Luigi Mangione.
Oh, I said his last name wrong, but it's okay.
Free him.
She was like not letting anyone breathe though. My favorite another thing that she said, she was talking about musicals and she's like, "Oh, some people didn't like Wicked because of all the singing and some people didn't like Joker too because of the graphics on screen." And then she like went on and say like, "Oh, sorry, Joker 2, where's your table?" And she goes, "Oh, they're not here because they didn't nominate for anything."
I like
So,
her because she's funny in everything. She's not just a roast comic. She can do other content as well, and it's still funny. That's what I like about her too, is like she's blown up for roasting people, but that's not all she does, and she isn't held back by that.
yeah,
She might
she's
excel
just
at
like
that, but
I just love that she's from St. Louis and I'm from St. Louis. So I'm just like, we're cousins, pretty much.
basically, I mean, I see the resemblance. So let's get into the Golden Globes a little bit. What were some big awards that you feel either got snubbed or some people that you were happy to see win?
Yeah. So one of them, Demi Moore, if you're familiar with her work,
I'm not.
you're not. So she was in the movie The Substance. Have you seen that?
No, I don't really watch movies.
Oh, well, that was a crazy movie. I watched it a few weeks ago, and she was the lead actress. Basically, a quick summary of the plot is she's this like workout instructor, a famous workout instructor, and she's old, and she's past her prime, and people are sick of her. The network is sick of her. So she like finds this program where she like takes this shot, and it transforms her into a younger version of herself. And moral of the story is shit goes off the rails.
Is
But
that why everyone on Twitter and stuff is saying like, "Oh, you're on that substance now" when people get skinny?
yeah,
Oh my God, okay, I get the reference now. Because I was like, what are they talking about?
yeah, pretty much. But she won the Golden Globe for Best Lead Actress in a Movie, though. And in her speech, she said that this was her first major award, and she's 62 years old. If you think about it, Demi Moore,
She does not look that old.
I know she's had work done,
Oh,
but uh, but Demi Moore though, she's been in the game for a while now. She's been in a lot of like little like small movies, small TV shows and stuff. But this is like her very first big thing, and she said in her speech like this is her first big award, and it's at the age of 62, and it was kind of inspiring because it's like you could be past your prime, and you can still be getting these awards.
right. Well, I mean, I think that just goes to prove though, because there shouldn't be an age limit on when people peak in entertainment. I mean, look at Madonna, look at Cher, look at Dolly Parton, look at all these people who've had great careers past what people would consider a prime. So I think it's nice to see that kind of starting to happen, the shift happening in acting as
Definitely.
well.
Yeah, but it was just crazy though. Another thing that happened at the Golden Globes, that fuck ass Amelia Perez movie, um, it did a sweep. Like, and I haven't seen the movie. I've been meaning to watch it, but I haven't seen it yet. But it won the Golden Globe for Best Musical. It beat Wicked, which was crazy because I saw a clip of this movie on Twitter. Um, it is a mess. The singing is terrible. The story, I was like, what is going on here? And I was just like, this is a mess. How did this beat Wicked, which is like the most popular Broadway show of all time? And like this
Yeah.
Amelia Perez is winning. I don't know. You need to see like these clips to understand what's going on because I was like, what? Like in the song, they're like a penis or a vagina, and I was like, God,
Me on the daily basis though.
that is you though.
But
But
I mean, I think
they,
everyone was expecting for Wicked to sweep.
I know, and like going into that though, I think Wicked's going to be getting the Barbie treatment for these big award shows because last year Barbie was the biggest movie ever. And only thing Barbie would really win in these awards were like the box office awards, like the successful awards. They wouldn't take any awards for like best actor, best actress.
Right.
Um, and that's what happened at the Golden Globes with Wicked. They did not take home any awards besides the Cinematic and Box Office Achievement Award.
What do Cynthia and Ariana need to get an EGOT to be EGOT status?
Uh, so Cynthia, she just needs an Oscar.
Okay.
Cynthia has an Emmy, a Grammy, and a Tony. Ariana just has a Grammy, so she needs Oscar, Tony, Emmy. But
So are the Oscars for movies or no?
the Oscars are for movies.
Do you think Cynthia will get her Oscar with Wicked?
She'll be she'll be nominated probably for sure, but based off of like what happens with the Golden Globes, that could kind of tell what's going to happen with the Oscars. And Cynthia did not win that award that night, so it's hard to tell really what's going to happen there. But another thing, though, is that Wicked Part 2 comes out later this year. So they have kind of 2 years in a row to potentially get that.
Right. Well, if Cynthia loses, I fear all hell might break loose.
It will,
She may feel very unseen and she may have to hold space for her feelings in that moment.
no,
Because, working in queer media is
yeah,
very,
in space.
yeah.
Ariana, hold my finger.
I did like that bit when Nikki was like,
I'm
Ariana,
scared.
can I hold
I
your
want my
finger?
finger.
And then Cynthia's finger just comes in the frame.
Yeah, and you just see Ariana go, I'm holding hers. That was too good.
All right, so
I know.
moving on from the Golden Globes, what do we have next?
Oh, the Bonnaroo lineup just came out
Yay.
today. So if you don't know what Bonnaroo is like the Coachella of Tennessee.
Right. It's like the biggest musical festival of the year here. I've gone with media credentials before. It's very fun. All the people are super nice. The artists that I got to meet were nice. I got to talk to Noah Khan, Paris Paloma, Young Gravy. It was a really cool experience. So let's see who's on the lineup this year.
So like our headliners, there's a bunch of headliners. We have
Because it
Luke
runs from Thursday through Sunday. So each day has headliners.
and each day there's multiple headliners. So Thursday we have Luke Combs and Dom Dalla. Friday we have Tyler the Creator, John Summit and Glass Animals. Saturday there's Olivia Rodrigo, Avril Lavigne and Justice, and then Sunday is Hozier, Vampire Weekend, and Queens of the Stone Age.
So out of
So those
those, are you excited for any of those?
uh, Olivia Rodrigo and Avril Lavigne, of
Well, yes.
course.
Love Olivia Rodrigo. I was very, very, very shocked to see Avril Lavigne on there just because, like, maybe I'm just misinformed, but I haven't seen her do a lot of festivals, especially one in like Tennessee, because Tennessee is, I mean, yes, it's known for music, but it's not like a huge festival place like Coachella, you know what I mean? Um, but I was very shocked to see her. I would love to see her set. And then there's Luke Combs. I'm excited about Luke Combs too. I enjoy his music. Tyler Creator's a big one, but he does a lot of festivals, which we were talking
He's
about.
he's all this last year he's been on every lineup, so he's still going.
Yeah.
Wasn't he on the lineup last year for Bonnaroo, or did I make that up?
He's been on it recently. I don't know which year exactly, but and there's some people. So let's get into the smaller names here because obviously the headliners are the biggest names. But I feel like there's all this happens to almost every festival lineup that I see where it's like there's some smaller names that should definitely be a little higher up on the card. Like
Yeah.
for Saturday, Glorilla is on the second line, and I'm like, who is Justice? I'm sure everybody's gonna come for me, like all the EDM heads and festival heads, but like Glorilla should be headlining before Justice. I'm sorry. She's had a killer year and she outsold Megan Thee Stallion when it comes to albums this year, so clock that. Speaking of Megan, she was there last year and they did the same thing with her. So I wonder if it's a thing with rap or women in rap maybe. Hmm.
Uh,
Because they did the same thing with Megan. They put her on the second line. She wasn't a headliner, and then they gave it to some like Freddie or whoever, Fred's Day or something like I don't know what it was, but it was some like random DJ. And I'm like,
yeah.
Megan Thee Stallion has like 12 times the Instagram followers he does. Why is she not headlining? But Love Glorilla, Nelly's on there. Tyla is crazy to me
Let me
because
say, let me holler.
that was a little shocking to me just because Bonnaroo is typically a more like rap, pop, indie type rock festival. So having like an African and like an international type of artist like Tyla was a little it was cool to see. Who else is on here?
Natasha Bedingfield.
Natasha Bedingfield, and let's talk about she is so far. She is
She's
literally like
slow.
tiny, tiny little name. She
Like
has
if you think
hits. Y'all need to put some respect on her
about
name.
it, and like this past like last year, her song Unwritten got big from that Anyone But You movie. It was everywhere. So that was another thing. I was just like, this is crazy that she's low on the lineup.
She has
Um,
a she was featured on Pink Friday, Nicki's debut album, to show you like how big she was at the time, you know?
yeah, she had Pocket Full of Sunshine, Unwritten.
She was
These
big.
were, you know, Ali and AJ's on there.
Ali and AJ.
A breakup song, like whoa. Uh, I saw Marina and the Diamonds is on there.
Leon Thomas, but he's at a lot of festivals. Who else?
There's a lot of names on here. I always every time
Wallows.
every time a festival lineup comes up though, I'm like I have to zoom in and like squint at the lineup. I'm like, who is all on here? Because it's overwhelming.
Right. I will say that this year it seems like they went really all out for their like headliners and sub headliners, but maybe not so much on the smaller acts because there's only a few that I'm recognizing in the smaller acts, being Natasha Bedingfield, Ali and AJ. But other than that, I'm not really seeing any notable names.
Trey,
Ray, that's another international one too. I like Ray. She's from the UK.
huge in the UK.
Yeah, she's had a few big songs. Remy Wolf, but she also do, or they also do a lot of festivals.
Yeah,
Um,
Demi Rolf is like up and coming.
yeah,
I've noticed though, like so festivals, they kind of when it comes to headliners though, they kind of do like a little someone from each genre.
genre. Especially Bonnaroo is pretty good about that, being like diverse.
And maybe that's why like last year Megan Thee Stallion wasn't headliner because was there like a big rap headliner last year?
I think there was, but I don't remember exactly who.
Because like I know right now, like this year, Tyler the Creator, that's a big rap artist. So maybe
Yeah.
that's why like Glorilla is on higher up on the list.
He had a
Um,
huge album this year, and I'm excited to see if he's gonna bring Glorilla out for a performance or something because you know they have that song Sticky together
yeah. I
that's
mean,
taken
there
over
are
the
different
charts.
ways it could work.
Yeah.
Uh, and like
She'll be in
also if you
town.
look at Luke Combs, big country star, Tyler the
Yeah.
Creator's rap, Olivia Rodrigo pop, Hozier like alternative. So
Avril
it's a
Lavigne, pop punk.
yeah, so it's a pretty Justice is EDM. So it's just like really good. It's diverse kind of when it
Right.
comes to genres and stuff. But we'll see what happens. I'm very excited though. I'm surprised they got Olivia there. So that'll
Yeah.
be exciting.
I
Avril
was
too.
shocked by this lineup.
I know. Because I feel like last year's wasn't the best lineup they've had.
Right.
I mean, there were some good people on there. They had like Chappell Roan on there, so but this is definitely a step up, I feel like, when it comes to the headliners.
Right. All right. So Bonnaroo concluded. What's next on the list today, Danny?
So Zendaya and Tom Holland are reportedly engaged.
Right. Neither one of them have confirmed this though, have they?
But no, but uh, TMZ reported it, and usually when TMZ does it, it's most likely true. And if you think about it, so Zendaya was at the Golden Globes, and she had a rock on her left hand.
Did she?
It's big. I have a picture of it. We'll include it here. Yeah, but that's exciting though that Tom Holland and Zendaya are engaged because they are kind of like a Hollywood it couple
They are, and they've been together for a few years now too.
ever since Spider-Man. So.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Um,
I like seeing them together. I definitely think that she hit the jackpot way better than Selena Gomez did.
Yeah. I most of these girls they just don't have like
Taste,
the taste
eyes,
in the so like Tom Holland he's cute, he's funny, he's British,
British.
but yeah, but like they're a good couple.
Yeah.
They're just both like really good people. They're both funny.
And I feel like
They're
to
both
date someone like Zendaya, you have to like really be secure in yourself because it's Zendaya. Like everyone
yeah,
wants her.
does no wrong. She's perfect.
Yeah, but I'm happy for them, excited for them.
We'll see. More news to come, I'm guessing, but it's very exciting that they're engaged.
Everyone's
So
getting
on
engaged.
to us. But that's we have to date someone first before that happens.
True that.
Let's see what happens there. That's scary. On to our next hot topic. So, Doechii, the up and coming female rapper, she is getting a lot of praise recently.
Yes. So, back on, I think it was our Grammy episode where we discussed Grammy nominations. I mentioned Doechii had been nominated for, I think it's 4 awards. Um, but I said she wasn't very mainstream yet. Well, it seems like tides are turning because she just keeps going up and up and up and up because she released this project, Alligator Bites Never Heal, which is the one that is getting these Grammy nominations for her. And this was a few months back, and it didn't make a lot of noise. I think it literally only sold like 11,000 first week or something like that, which I mean is not great, obviously, in the grand scheme of things, but for a newer artist who isn't really mainstream, that's pretty good. Um, but since then, she has been campaigning this album and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and it's finally starting to take fire. And I believe it's because of all of the things that she's doing in order to campaign it. When I say this is an artist, this is an artist. Like she is doing things that people used to do that has is a lost art almost, and a lost art form of like what you can do to promote your album and promote your project. And I think she is doing it well. She's doing it in an artistic way. Like who else thinks to like do like a music video show type of thing promoting your music in the form of like a telenovela? Like
Perro Sebastián, está bien, si no lo eches tú. Si él no lo hace, yo lo haré.
because
Yeah.
in these clips she had this little like she's calling it a show. It's like a little like mini skit type of thing. It's in the form of like a telenovela, which is like crazy. And she's speaking Spanish. She has guest stars in there. Baby Tate was in there, which is also really cool. By the way, I've seen Baby Tate in concert. She was awesome, and she got my video. I'll put a little clip here. But Baby Tay was in it. Doechii obviously was in it, and she had a few other stars. It's slipping my mind right now who else, but there were a few other people in there. I just think it's really, really cool to see like an artist, a true artist, really get the flowers that she deserves. Because especially in the female rap field, because we've had people like Ice Spice recently, who's not very, um, I'm not gonna say not deserving of her success, but she doesn't push the envelope in any sort of way artistically. So it's very exciting to see Doechii come up in the way that she has.
Which yeah, it's exciting though. Another new rap girl.
Right. I will say her music to me is more of a growing type of music because it's like not something that you listen and just shake ass to the first time you hear it. Like it's storytelling, it's different types of flows, it's these different boom bap type of music, and it's something that really is not in the mainstream right now. So it's something that like if you only listen to mainstream people, you might take a second to get used to. So I feel like for some people that might be a hindrance, but for a lot of people it's working obviously. I mean, she's coming up.
And another thing I want to say about her, people on Twitter are saying, "Oh, Katy Perry got her famous because she has Katy Perry."
That's funny. Katy Perry can't even keep herself famous.
Yeah, and I'm just like, it might have like gave her a little bit more of recognition, but not a lot because Katie's not
Yeah.
doing the best anymore.
Well,
So
the thing that really put her on was that song that she had that went kind of viral on TikTok, the what it is, ho, what's up? And that's so funny too because this album doesn't really sound anything like that. So it's like
yeah,
she's very versatile in what she does and she's very good at what she does. So I'm excited to see her keep rising.
it'll be very exciting. We'll see what happens. But yeah, on to our final hot topic, I guess. So we have a question.
What's up?
Where is Chappell Roan? Where is he? You know,
Is that the
so
thumbnail?
yeah. So
Is she
literally like
missing?
I don't know. Like so last year she was everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere. Like you would see her everywhere. And obviously she's probably like on a little break right now because she was so busy last year. But what I want to know is she keeps teasing these little songs. Like she at all of her festivals she would perform this song called Subway. And everyone's like, "Where's the song? Drop the song." And it's still
Yeah.
not out.
And then she did that
And
country one on SNL,
yeah,
didn't she?
she was on SNL a few months ago and she performed Pink Pony Club and then this new country song. And I
It's
was
called
like,
like Get
why?
It Done or something. Get the
Yeah,
job
something
done.
like but I'm like, if you're gonna be like performing a new song on SNL, like you would think, let's drop it.
Right.
But I think of Chaperone, the Grammys are coming up. She's nominated for a lot this year. So I'm like, if she and her team were smart, they would drop something around the Grammy time, like either right before the Grammys or right after the Grammys, because that's when everyone's going to be talking about her with the
Right.
Grammys. So she's due for a new album though, because I know she's been working on it. She had a massive album that came out like almost 2 years ago and it got really big last year. So we're just like, where is it at?
Right.
Give us Chappell. So we'll see what happens. The Grammys are coming up. Maybe she'll do something around that time.
I think her next moves in her career are very important. Like it's really a make or break moment for her career because either she's gonna drop something that people gravitate towards and that people latch onto and it only bigs her up more, or she's gonna drop something that either she waits too long to drop and people aren't very interested anymore, or either it might be a disappointment and it could really put the nail in the coffin for her career. Because I could see her going either way. She could very much be a flash in the pan type of artist where like this is her moment, this is it, or she could very much be one who's here for years to come. And I think these next steps in her career are very telling of what's gonna happen for her. Because I mean, and the same can be said for like an Olivia Rodrigo. I mean, after Sour, she
Yeah.
came, the timing of it is very important, and then the quality of the music I feel is very important as well.
There's like the sophomore slump, like where your first album is amazing,
Which Cardi
and
B
then
will never reach because she refuses to drop a sophomore album.
but it's just like, with her first album being so big, it's like there's a lot of pressure there. Like you have to make a
Yeah.
really good album for your second album.
I mean,
So
even if she does fade away from like the mainstream as much, she's always gonna have that core group of fan base that's gonna buy her stuff no matter what now because she did have such a big album with her last one. But I don't know, people are already comparing her to people like Lady Gaga and things like that of like saying like, she's the big pop girl for the next 10 or 15 years. And I think it's very important for her to like prove that.
and she's just so different from everyone out right now. She's very campy. She makes crazy fun music that
Right.
like no one's really doing right now. So it's just refreshing to see someone like that. So
Yeah.
hopefully
So
whatever.
in conclusion, it's time for new music, Chapel Girl. The old hits are falling off a little bit. They're sliding down the charts. Time to drop something, get your team together, and let's get it going. So, moving on from Miss Chaperone, I think that about wraps up our hot topics of the week, doesn't it, Danny?
Yeah, well, yes, it does.
Well, yes.
Yes.
So, let's get into one of our favorite segments, Tweet of the Week. Tweet of the
We,
Week. Tweet of the Week. I should say, this is a segment where we find a tweet that pops up on our feed throughout the week that either makes us laugh, makes us giggle, makes us angry, makes us sad, makes us feel something. So, Danny, what is your tweet of the week?
So, mine, you're gonna relate to this. You probably saw
Oh,
it, but
okay.
it says, "I could never be famous. I'd be trauma dumping on Jimmy Fallon."
Yeah, yeah,
Which I mean, it's true. I mean, I'm just imagining sitting down in the chair next to Jimmy Fallon. He goes, "How are you?" And I'd say, "Jimmy, not too great. Not doing well." And then I would go on and on and on about how terrible life is.
yeah. How are you? I don't think you want to know.
Start crying.
Yeah,
Are
he's
you
like,
good?
if it was for music, he'd be like, so what inspired this song? Be like, you don't want to
Oh,
know.
so I know. I'm just imagining you. I'm not going to get into it, but I'm just
Oh,
some of
clocking my tea. Okay.
some of the you would go on about this certain person.
A few certain people, actually, probably.
One comes to mind, but watching, you probably know who you are.
Yeah, you know who you are.
You know who you are.
And you know what you did.
Yeah, but well,
Well,
hey.
yes. Anyways, so that's pretty good. I like that. So my tweet of the week is a little meme clip. I'll put the clip on here, but as we know, if you have viewed some of our other episodes, Scary Movie is one of my favorite movie franchises. So this is a clip from Scary Movie. And it says, when I send hood morning instead of good morning. Because I swear, iPhone autocorrect, like sometimes it works too good and then sometimes it doesn't work at all. Like, what do you mean hood morning? Anyway, so it's that clip of Cindy where she's like, run that shit, bitch. Yeah, I mean, like, it's so funny.
Right! Kick! Yo, that jacket is tight! Now run that shit, bitch! Yummy!
If y'all have not watched Scary Movie, please watch them. They're so funny. But I thought that one made me giggle a little bit.
The new one's apparently in the works.
I'm so excited, and they better get the original cast. If not, we don't want it.
We talked about this before on
We
here.
have. But
Full
I guess
soon.
that about wraps it all up, doesn't it, Danny?
That's it for this week's episode.
I would say see you all next week, but see you when we see you.
We'll see you sometime.
Yeah.
Here on the Zoom.
Yeah, it'll have to be on here on Zoom unless something changes.
We're so close, but so far.
Yeah, only a few states away.
I know, just like the two-state barrier
Yeah.
right now.
But all right, make sure you guys follow us on Instagram at Gossip Spot Podcast. Make sure you check out our Instagrams and all the things that we have in store. Still planning more content for this channel, so make sure you subscribe, share with all your friends, like, comment on the video. We love when you guys comment, especially when you hate on us.
Yeah, they mostly hate on you,
Yeah,
but
they do, and that's fine. I'm fine with it, because we could fight, but not if you're a child. I can't fight children.
if that diva's watching,
If you're watching, Diva, I love you. And you know
that was
what?
a little
I had to
more.
give you your tens because you said you can't be canceled if you're a nobody. And I said, you know what? You ate that. So
Yeah,
comment
that for the
again, girl. Comment again.
we'll be waiting.
Yeah. But all right, you
Okay.
guys, we will see you next time on The Gossip Spot.
Bye, everyone.